Hi, everyone, and welcome to Connections for Life. I'm Ted Pete.
I'm Chad Kuvo. Today is Ted Pete's birthday. Happy birthday, Teddy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy. 46 is great on you.
I don't really know what all these do.
I know, but I'm only 39. That's the depressing part about it.
I was trying to run through these before you got on, but I wanted to surprise you with them. I don't know what's happening.
I like your background, like you're at Ted's house.
Yeah, we're celebrating.
Here, now, Chad, just go like this, and I'm sitting in your lap.
I don't know.
Sitting in my lap.
We're going to have to, I don't know about that one.
Start this over.
Those are sweet sunglasses.
You at least made me that I didn't have to be real creative this week.
Yeah, happy
I
birthday.
love that your or my last name is correct on your screen and backwards on my screen.
It's not when it comes out the other end.
I know.
Like when I look at you, it's spelled correctly. When I look at my background, it's backwards.
Oh, okay. So
look at Joe.
Joseph, what's going on here? I'm
trying to figure out what you guys are talking about.
It's mirrored. It's mirrored on the screen. Like everything's backwards.
Oh, I see.
Like my background is literally the exact opposite of Ted's on my screen.
I can't even be like, I can't even be like, well, how was your weekend, boys? It's Friday.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, who cares about the weekend? Let's forget about that. Like,
about the weekend.
We're gonna go into a new weekend. We'll worry about that next week. I just wanted to. I did a little bit of something before we got on because it is Teddy's birthday.
I don't know about this. So.
Oh no.
Do you want me to stop hitting record or?
No. It's actually kind of cool. I went through the internet and I came up with a list of people that were born on the same day.
I like that.
And I wanted to see how many of these people you knew. I only wrote down the ones I knew. So like there was like hundreds of them, but I only wrote down the ones that I knew. But I want you guys to yell out what these people do when I say their name. Okay. And then whoever gets the most, I'll send $10. How's that?
No, you won't.
Venmo you $10. Yeah, well, I'll do it right now.
I don't want your $10.
Well, then you don't win. I'll just give it to Teddy. It's his birthday.
Hey.
All right. So ready? Hold on. I gotta break this down. So we're gonna do a little game here. So, ready? You guys ready? Ready? Lisa Loeb.
Yep.
Singer.
You gotta say what she is. Teddy wins.
Oh.
Or Chad wins. Bobby Abreu.
Baseball player.
Teddy gets that one.
Hey, that was first.
Elton Brand.
Basketball player.
Yep. Teddy.
I wouldn't know.
Lee Evans.
He works for Tough Enough. Oh no, he works for
football.
Oh, sorry.
Football player. Lee Evans. What he used to play for the Bills.
Okay.
No one gets a point for that. Anthony Davis.
Basketball player.
Oh, Chad got you.
On basketball.
I didn't even hear him say it.
I just said basketball.
Dan Ugla.
Baseball player.
He sounds like a baseball player. Like if I was going to pick one randomly, it'd be baseball.
Terrence Howard.
Actor.
Teddy got it.
What'd you say? Actor? Was it actor?
This one's my favorite. Shemp Howard.
Shemp was. He's an actor?
Yes.
No, yeah, he was an actor. He's in Three Stooges.
He's the Three Stooges, Shemp.
Wow.
I just the part where you say his last name is what throws you off.
That's why I didn't just say
You're
Shemp.
just like
Shemp
Shemp.
Howard.
You're like, oh, Three Stooges.
Bobby McFerrin.
Baseball.
Don't worry. Be happy. Remember Bobby McFerrin?
That was a good job. Can you do that again?
No one gets that one. This is also one of my favorites because this is Ted's like Joey Buttafuoco.
No one gets a hate crime.
No one gets a point for that because I don't know what he is.
Teddy gets the point. What did you say?
The point.
All right, Teddy gets one.
Yeah, the hate crime thing.
No way Chad doesn't get this one before Ted. Paul Bissonnette.
It's Biz Nasty's birthday today?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Marty Rucinski.
He's got to be hockey.
I got it.
That's a hockey name.
Rupert Murdoch.
Business mogul.
No, he's the guy that owns everything. He's like
so business mogul didn't count?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Greg Olson.
Football player.
Yep, Teddy got it. And the last one, my ultimate favorite, the one that I think is the best birthday like match, not to you, but just it's the coolest person. Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, today?
Team
That's
personality.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even have to say.
You already won anyways. It was 7-5 at that point. But Johnny Knoxville is the last one that I had. So pretty cool. Happy
That was
birthday,
great.
buddy.
I like that. That was fun.
Yeah. So I just thought that would be cool to do. Happy birthday, Teddy. You know, don't work too hard. You know, I know you never do, but
Resemble that, Mark.
so moving on.
Moving on.
Oh, we had somewhere to move on to. Hey, real quick, I know let's start. I know, Ted, we've had a busy couple of weeks. I just want to talk. I spent my week with Mr. Pajak in San Antonio at the AMP/NACE/SSPC/ whatever other acronym they wanted to add under it for this week. The big show. There was 5,000 people there. I think this year, as far as the trade show exhibits, were bigger than any pre-COVID year for the 2 or 3 years before. It was gigantic. But a lot of them were different things. More.
It probably helps that it was in Texas too.
San Antonio. It was San Antonio was awesome. I mean, the river walk there is just unreal. But yeah, it was great. High of 45. It was awesome. Got to wear a sweatshirt, a hoodie.
You and I went to you twice, but me and you went to Houston, and then you went to San Antonio, and the high was like 45.
It was it was a really productive week. Got to meet with a lot of our principals. A lot of it found some new stuff in the industry that we'll start talking about a little more, and it was just cool. It was a lot of fun. Got to see a lot of people that helped us out too, and at the UPSCO Corrosion Expo and everything else, which was cool. I did tell Joe earlier in the week, Teddy, I didn't tell you this, and I told Lindsay, was like the craziest thing is when somebody sees you and they walk up to you and they're like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "All right," and they're like, "Where's Lindsay?" And then they go, "How's Logan?" And I'm like, man, I should just get a card printed that explains Lindsay didn't come this year. She's at home with Zoe. And Logan is trying to figure out where he's going to play junior hockey for a couple years before college. Like, it'd be so much easier if I just went, we'll reconvene in 15
You should just literally write it down on a piece of paper and hand it out to people.
I explained that 30 times in 2 days.
That's what you get for bringing your family into your life. I mean, your work life.
Good point. It is a good point. It was kind of funny though. It was nice to see a bunch of people.
I mean, because of this show, people know our kids' names and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was Mike Cleese, who's a guy. Mike, I know you watch it once in a while, but I used to be with Vector, and now he's with something really long that was on his badge that I couldn't retain in Texas. But he came up and he said, "You got us through COVID, and like you helped a lot." And he literally came up and said that. So it's neat.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah,
always fun.
I was wondering, did you see, anybody who you didn't know came up and was like, "Man, I watched the show." It's did you get into
I
that?
think it's weird. I don't think people are gonna do that. Like, I think it's, you know what I mean?
I feel like people look at you and stare at you, kind of like when we were at AGA. They're like,
"I know those guys."
Yeah. Well, we have like 850 people on LinkedIn that follow the show.
We're gonna be at 1,000 soon.
We're gonna hit the 1K. We got to have a 1K party.
That's a good idea.
Should we invite them all? Do a LinkedIn Live, invite them all?
Yeah. Be our follower.
See who shows up.
6 people.
It'll be my mom, Callie.
Cal. Yeah.
Eileen.
What about you, Teddy? Anything exciting?
Eileen's not coming.
Eileen's definitely not showing up.
Other than you had diphtheria for 3 days.
Diphtheria or dysentery.
It started with a D.
Well, like Chad said, man, I feel like the last couple of weeks have been absolutely flying. I was in Phoenix for a week, and I know we talked one time since then.
Barely.
Barely. We recorded like an intro and outro, and we left and did an interview simultaneously, and we've all just been on the go. And then, this past weekend we had a tournament again in basketball and personal life as usual.
We're not talking about weekends. It's Friday.
How'd you do? Did you win?
We put 5 teams in. 4 of the teams all went 2-1, and 1 team went 0-3. One team was they had a tough
so
draw.
Overall you did all right. That's good.
Yeah, overall we did great. We blew.
Okay, you can't answer anymore, Teddy. I know it's your birthday, but Joe already yelled at us. Look at him. And then you were sick. You were sick. You were bad.
Well, then what was fun, I only brought that up to bring this up because Sunday we're playing, and all of a sudden one of the kids on our bench starts puking. And we're like,
and then Monday you started puking.
They had a smoothie machine there at the venue, and they were selling smoothies. And his dad was like, "Yeah, he had a strawberry banana smoothie before." And as his dad's like cleaning it up, kids all around the facility start puking.
That kid will never have a strawberry mango smoothie in his life again. I'm pretty sure.
So then I'm like, "Oh, it must have been a bad smoothie." I get home Monday and wake up Monday morning, have my cup of coffee, and I'm like, "I don't feel real good, babe. Can you take the kids to school?" Kids go to school. She comes back from school. I spent the next 2 days in a delirious hysteria.
Well, you look good though from losing 40 pounds from it. I mean,
I lost 22 pounds in 2 days.
Wait till you eat a sandwich.
Well, I ate dinner last night. I had
He's up 17.
Yeah, back.
Right back.
I'm actually back. I'm 2 pounds heavier than I was. Yeah.
It's amazing though. I mean, like honestly, like it's all water, it's all fluid. Like, you know, like fighters and stuff. Like it's amazing to me that these guys walk around at 200 pounds, they cut down to 150 to like fight. I don't even know.
I begged Eileen to take me to the hospital to get.
She told you no.
What? And she was like, "Stop it! You're not. No, shut up.
You're fine."
I'm like, "I can't. I'm dying." She's like, "Shut. You're not going." Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. What do we got here?
What about you, Joe?
Where I think we're.
No one cares about me. I got one cool thing. This happened to me this week. I got actually, what's the word?
You stroke out. What's happening?
No.
I don't know what the word is. I forgot what word I was going to say.
I
don't want to use the word approved. I got brought into the guild, so I'm now.
You did get approved.
Going to be a member of.
You got accepted.
Ancient guild. Thank you, accepted to the Ancient Guild of Supplers. So or Ancient Supplers Guild. I don't know which. I always screw that up. I should probably figure that out. But no, thanks for everybody that like voted me in and said for me to be part of that squad. It's a pretty cool thing to do, and I think Chad's right behind me on that. So hoping to have him on board too. So it was kind of cool.
I really hope that they tell Chad no and you yes, just because it's funny.
So does Chad.
So do I. Save me some money.
But no, I just thought that was appropriate because this week we have on John Beam, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I just
That's
you know
good.
he's involved in the guild and stuff. So
Do you have our normal?
With that great segment.
yeah, I actually have I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say.
Are we gonna put our gas fact at the other end of the show?
We can.
I think today.
All right, so this one is kind of just a word. It's not an idiom, it's a word, but because it is Teddy's birthday, I'd like to know if you guys know the origin of birthday suit.
Netherlands.
What it means.
Oh, I thought it was a spelling bee. My bad. I thought the origin was.
No, not origin of the word.
My bad.
Anyways,
Birthday suit.
You're born with nothing on your birthday. I would guess.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think.
Well, that's what the meaning.
What everybody thinks. Yeah.
That's the meaning of it. That's what it means. But where did it come from?
Oh, the story where somebody was like calling it a birthday suit for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Chad's got zero chance of coming up with something on that. So I'm gonna say that in old England, somebody decided to try and play a practical joke on somebody and make a suit of tearaway material and tore it off and said, "You're in your birthday suit now."
That's not a bad one, Teddy, and it's kind of close, kind of.
That's actually a terrible one, but
you got the time frame right. So
okay.
The first.
Oh, I didn't get to go.
We know you're.
Go ahead.
All right, tell us.
Did you know there's 385,000 people that share your birthday like each day, each time they're born? I just went completely off because I have no idea what their origin is. So I went with the completely.
Just stay with us, please.
Sorry. I'll give you my real answer. I thought maybe it was some Silence of the Lambs and the skin suit guy.
Yeah, because it came in the 90s.
I don't remember when that was.
You are not intelligent.
I just go with the first thing I think of, and it's the most ridiculous.
I wouldn't say that you're not intelligent, but you have no creativity. Goose egg, none.
That's why I'm the put it in motion guy. I'm not typically the guy who comes up with the thought because I don't think real well.
But that's the funny part about it.
I don't think so good.
It's like I'm going to connect all the dots on that idea.
Yeah, but I can't have the idea. There's no chance.
No.
Hey, Lindsay wished me happy birthday.
Oh,
she must have heard us talking.
Lens, Ted said thanks.
So the first recorded use of this phrase was in the mid-1700s. It seems most likely that the phrase came originally from the style of dress that English kings would present themselves in on their birthdays. Royal fashion statements would be made and noticed on birthdays, and reporters would call these their birthday suits. Somewhere in the mid-1700s, people began to use the phrases like birthday suit, birthday gear, and birthday attire to describe nakedness. It is possible.
Wait,
I'm not done.
In the 1700s, somebody was like, "Hey, that's birthday gear."
Not stop. It is possible, though unconfirmed, that the use of these phrases came from the story or The Emperor's New Clothes, in which an emperor is tricked into appearing naked in front of his subject.
That would make sense. The
There you go.
1700s.
No, like I said,
how do you think they
joke
said it though
during-
with the accent? Like
A joke during
I'm not going to try.
old English times. That's not a bad guess. That was a
no,
wow.
yeah. I thought mine was decent though.
No, yours was terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just end this segment.
We need to end that. We need to
Let's
end
do
the
this.
first half.
Let's do this. Chad, who's joining us on the show today?
Oh, we're going to do gas fact after, huh? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do gas fact after.
Who's joining? Oh, Mr. John Beam. I'm sorry. I just
You weren't prepared.
No, I glitched out. It was my internet was slow.
Yeah, that's your
My
internet.
head.
Oh,
My head.
yeah.
That's what it was.
Mr. John
I'm waiting
Beam
for the circle buffering to show up on your forehead.
from ECCO. He's been there pretty much his entire career from
25 years.
Yeah,
Right?
since the beginning of his career. He's now over the municipal market for them. They're kind of set up in a little bit different way, which I think is kind of neat. Just a lot of fun to talk to. He's part of the Supplers Guild, like Joe said. Been in that for quite a while now too. So just stick around, hear about some of the things they're doing and his story. It's pretty cool.
Well, I think it's kind of funny and coincidental that once we got him on the show, all of a sudden Joe got an acceptance letter. Just saying.
I did not. Apparently, he met me for the first time and was.
He wasn't on my list of people to.
All right, Chad, you have to push the button. But without further ado, welcome to our show, John.
Thanks for reminding me.
Hi, John. Welcome to Connections for Life. How are you?
Hey, doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on this morning. How are y'all doing?
Absolutely, we're doing great.
Honestly, let's pretend like we weren't on for the last 10 minutes. We're all doing terrible.
Yeah, we gotta just start.
Serious
talking
issues.
about
I'm glad you asked. Thanks.
We have serious issues this morning.
How's the
The
weather?
computer's defunct. Chad can't get a car. I'm just me. So, John, in all seriousness,
Ask yourself.
yeah, in all seriousness, welcome to Connections for Life. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. We're kind of, I say this every show, it's going to turn into a compilation like Ted's, but I just kind of want to introduce you as to how you got into the industry, how you got your start in the natural gas business, and if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. It's not a overly sexy story, but it's mine.
They never really are.
You know, so I actually had a friend of mine who I went to school with. I went to a 2-year school up in North Georgia, Young Harris College, which is your school, but that doesn't matter. And so we were in the same fraternity. We were really good friends, and I was living in Athens, Georgia, having a good time, and ran out of money. I was like, well, crap, I guess I got to go home and figure out what I want to do. And he said, well, we got a job in the warehouse. You know, I was like, all right, you know, it's money coming in. That's fine. I'll work in the warehouse for a little bit, figure out what I want to do. And that was November 25th of 1996. And here I am
Black
today.
Friday?
It was the Monday.
Black Friday?
It was the Monday of Thanksgiving week, so it was great. My job. I
worked for 3
3
days.
days, and I was off for 2 days.
This is awesome. I love it here.
Yeah. I was
So
like,
that
man,
was-
this working
Best
thing
place
is
to
all
work.
right.
So you've been with ECCO since then?
Yeah, 25
Wow.
years last November. Yeah, I had
Wow.
a little 6-month hiatus around 2011 where I went to work for Cameron Valve
Oh,
and realized
The
it
grass
was
wasn't
a
greener.
really large company. Equipment Controls is a small little family-owned business. I think we're at 62 employees right now, which is actually about doubled in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, just with everything going on with COVID, we've actually been growing and adding resources more or less
Awesome.
to help line ourselves up when things do kind of break free. You know, we've got the proper pieces in place to move forward and answer our customers' needs.
Isn't that one of the best things about working for I'll say a small size company is the flexibility that it allows you to move between every aspect of business. You know, you have some purchasing power because you're not a 2-man show, but
Right.
you're not so corporate culture.
I need
that
do we have a tangent button on the show like we have on our meetings on Friday?
No, you guys are going to hit it on me all the time.
I-
That's the case.
It was Ted.
I ask one thing and you jump in. Go to me. If I was back as the host, I would mute you.
Hey, John.
Sorry, John. I tried to ask him an insightful question or share
Well,
his thoughts, but
I'm going to jump in, Teddy, because I was going to kind of touch on that too. John, I think it's really neat that because that's kind of how EBSCO is, right? We're not like this 1,000 employee company. We're not like corporatized. And I think that you know, we talk about it all the time, that the benefit of being a small organization, not just the flexibility standpoint, but also the kind of the freedom it allows you to be like creative, because you're not kind of in a box. And I think that there's probably opportunities for everybody to move into a different organization that's probably a little bit more, potentially more money, but more corporatized. It doesn't allow you that freedom, that flexibility. And there's something to be said for that. You know, ECCO's been around since when? When did ECCO actually start?
Yeah, we were founded in 1965.
Same as us.
So yeah,
So
March
same year.
March 8th. We're coming up next week for number, whatever the math is, 57 years.
Right. So think about that. I mean, a small company that's been able to be sustainable for 57 years, they're obviously doing something right, you know, and being a part of that is a lot of, you know, it's challenging at times because you wish you sometimes were the big company, right? When you had the money and the opportunities to maybe move a little bit more laterally or purchase a company, it's a little more difficult. But I think the freedom and flexibility that a small, medium company provides you is really kind of why you probably came back, right?
Yeah, it really is. You know, at working for a larger company, as I found out, like you're making your boss happy so he can make his boss happy, so he can make his boss happy, so he can make his boss happy. Right. And I just kind of felt like I was just spinning my wheels, you know, and with equipment controls, if I needed something from the president or the vice president, I walked across the hall.
Give him a call. Yeah.
Don, what did you went from like warehouse to where you are now? What other things did you do in between there? I'm assuming you didn't just go from there to there.
The warehouse rates at current position.
Right down.
Yeah, I did warehouse, of course, and then inside sales, and I did outside sales, and I was kind of doing a hybrid inside outside. When I wasn't on the road, I was in the office, you know, handling my inside responsibilities and still trying to manage, you know, customers. Yeah. And then it came to a point where I was just solely outside sales, working from home, and I was in outside sales for a bit, and I still have some outside responsibilities. But now that got me to my current position of the manager of the municipal gas sales team. So equipment controls, you know, when I started, we had our office in Norcross, Georgia. There was, gosh, I don't know, maybe 20 of us, 15 of us, something. And we bought another census distributor out in Texas. It was called McGinnis Industrial Sales. And that was probably 15, 20 years ago. So that gave us a branch in Houston, Texas. And then we've got another one fairly recently, Gasco, which is up in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
That was a couple of years ago. And then now we have another office in Salt Lake City. And so, but for the municipal market, we cover Texas to the Carolinas. So I have a team of 4 people right now that I manage across the municipal market segment. So we kind of break our business up into market segments.
Sure.
So we have the utility group, the municipal group, right? City ofs, stuff like that.
Right.
And then we have industrial commercial. We have transmission, and what we call LDC, like the larger guys, ECCO, Southern Company, folks like that. So yeah, so I'm over the municipal side.
Are you guys are you still going to the office every day? Are you working from home, or is it kind of?
No, I work from home. Yeah, I haven't worked from the office in a long time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And now for the fun part, what's behind that green screen? Like we just had a guest on, and he was in his basement, and it was like, you know, he had like rafters up and stuff because he was
right behind John is his kids in cages right now.
yeah, exactly. Let's see. We'll go. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at that.
That actually looks like a stock photo too.
That looks
right?
like a fake background too, actually.
Yeah. Where's your real background?
No. So yeah, I'll leave it up. That's
in the office.
That's my kids over here. This is my fiance's kids over here. You can't see them all, but yeah. Or maybe you can. I can on my screen, anyways. But
yeah, we can. I think we can see half of them.
Okay.
And so, with being at ECCO so long, I think there's probably been a lot of cool things that have happened. One of the challenges I think was difficult for everybody was COVID, right? Like, what do we do with COVID?
Right.
We didn't really talk about this prior, but how did that maybe change your business and what you guys and kind of how you approach business back then? What changed? Obviously, a lot did, but specifically to your organization.
Yeah, like I said before, like it's interesting. Like we actually grew as an organization. Yeah, we had to pivot. We had to pivot from picking up the phone sales to in-person sales, of course, and that was, you know, one of the bigger challenges. You know, you're just not used to that, and you know, you want to be in front of customers. Yeah, I guess we probably had to be a little bit more aggressive with our sales and really planning, because as we came to find out, our customers didn't slow down. Construction was up. They were blowing and going, and you know, as a salesperson, you feel kind of stagnant, like, well, there's nothing going on outside these walls, right? Certainly COVID shut everything down, but the customers hadn't shut down.
Right.
And so we really had to figure out, okay, how do we respond to that growth, and, you know, and working with our suppliers and being able to provide product for the customers, and, you know, and getting guys into the warehouse, you know, and getting stuff out the door. And so, there's definitely some challenges.
It's certainly crazy just how much that changed. I mean, one of the examples that we talk about as a group at UPSCO is probably around 2 years ago, this week was our last, like, we couldn't figure out how to have a meeting on the computer on Fridays. Like, we couldn't figure, so this was probably the last one that we ever had on the phone. And we've been doing it ever since. And we couldn't figure out for years how to do this.
Sure. Yeah. Right. It's always been there, right? For the most part, then it just became, so it's interesting, when this all started, we had a daily company-wide 9:30 meeting every day, just to try to keep people engaged. And, you know, you had a lot of people who, you know, obviously working from home, that maybe they live by themselves and were used to coming into the office or whatever. So we were doing, you know, whatever we could to keep everyone engaged. They were still, you know, family, we're still a team, we're still, you know, working for the same goal, and we needed to see that. So we've since knocked that down to one day a week. But man, it was every day.
Plan of the day meeting
for a long time. You know?
Well, I think one of the challenging things, I think for all of us, like, we all worked from home from before. Like, it wasn't really that much of I mean, it was a change, of course, because we traveled a lot, so that was taken away. But the actual working from home for us was kind of like, okay, we've done this before. It's a little bit different, but pretty much the same kind of ideology. Where like a lot of your people were used to that 9 to 5 going in the office, so that change was tough to get everybody. And I think you guys were smart to hold those meetings just as a kind of like, hey, we're all still here, we're all still working, everything's good. You know, I think people needed that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Can I say something real quick on that, or you want to cut me off and yell at me?
Oh, probably, but you can start saying it.
So one of the things that we also experienced, and please share if ECCO went through the same thing, was people, when you work from home normally, you have to be able to have that time that you shut work off. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of us don't, but we still know there's certain times that we do, right? And what we found, or what I found, was that there were certain people who certain times when people couldn't shut it off, or couldn't regulate working. Right. They couldn't, the balance of being home was different. So you need that office
especially for people that weren't used to it, right? I mean, that's
people who just weren't used to be able to be home.
It was weird because
manage time for it and kind of stuff like that. And I know that was not just our company struggle, that was a global struggle, where people were like, you know, people are like, why do I got to go back to the office? I'm being productive, but some aren't. So
right.
Yeah, we still have a hybrid at the office. We grew so much, like we've pretty much outgrown our space, and so if we wanted everyone back in the office, we probably couldn't. So we still have a rotating shift where you might be, you know, home for 2, in the office for 1 type of schedule. But I think everyone kind of found out people will work and can be productive from home, and you can figure out pretty quick who is and who isn't.
I mean, I think it's insane, because I think, forever, for the history of workforces, people thought that you had to be in a building every day for people to be productive and to get anything out of them. And then when that wasn't the case, I mean, there's a lot of big companies that have shut. I mean, that went, oh my God, we have a 1,000-room building.
Utilities,
we don't need to have this footprint anymore, right?
So what about the e-commerce market that, you know, it rapidly increased the death of brick and mortar when it comes to retail? It like it was already on the decline, but COVID just said, "Hi, done."
Yeah.
Can you do that again?
Yeah,
because you enjoyed.
That's going to be the intro to the show now.
Can you start the show with hi?
John, just switching gears really quick. I wanted to ask you about ECCO. Obviously, we could talk about COVID and how things have been going, but as we're starting to come out of this now, and I think we are finally, like, it seems like things are easing, things are relaxing finally. We've been talking about it for 2 years, so hoping, knock on wood, that it is. What's coming up for you guys? It's kind of new, exciting. I mean, you've obviously evolved as an organization as you've added more people. So what's the future look like for ECCO?
You know, we have a lot of irons in the fire. We're probably one of the largest natural gas distributors of product, I'll say, you know, measurement control, acquisition type products. So right before COVID hit, we had just picked up AY McDonald, for a product line. Like we signed the contract February of 20, right? And then it shut down. So, you know, obviously we've been able to get out in front of customers with that line. So that's been good and exciting for us. And we're still trying to kind of get the wheels turning. It's tough, you know, bringing not a new product, but a new product for us to market and get people to take a look at something new. But we have a line, Pietro Fiorentini, out of Italy. We call it PF for short because it's easier. But they're, you know, over in Europe, they do everything differently over there. You know, they're all about slam shut, you know, regulators, and they don't vent anything to atmosphere out there. They'll shut you down and not.
Oh, safety. They're about safety.
Is that what it's called? Okay, safety. Yeah. And so we've got a line FE regulators that is for like abnormal operating conditions. So, you know, customer installs or the utility installs a meter set, you know, at the house, and then all of a sudden the electric meter comes in, or a dryer vent or a generator. Well, now you got to move that meter set because you're too close to an ignition source. Gotcha. Well, the FE regulator allows you to set the regulator there, and it vents very little gas. Right. So it can be within that 3-foot, you know, parameter, and not worry about running either vent lines up the customer's home or having to completely relocate the set for nothing, basically, when you look at what it costs to do all that stuff. So that line is exciting, and it comes with a slam shut. So if there is failure, it's going to shut off the gas. Done. Yeah. So the PF line is a great line for us, both on the municipal market. I mean, transmission, it covers all of our bases. We do industrial, commercial for event limited, you know, applications as well. So those lines are really exciting for us. And just with the new PHMSA rules that are taking off with gas emissions and all that stuff, we've got products, you know, on board that we can go to market with and supply our customer solutions to their kind of everyday challenges or new challenges that are coming up because of all these new regulations.
Yeah, I think it's cool. No, obviously we're a little bit under attack, I guess, for the gas industry, or the fossil fuels are under attack. And I think it's important that, you know, and it's good to see that I think everybody wants to be part of a solution, right? We want to come up with solutions in positive ways to be able to impact and change that, reduce methane and things like that. And I think that it's honorable that, you know, I think some organizations are trying to take a proactive approach to that. And we're trying to do the same thing as well, trying to just come up with a little outside of the box thinking as to how we can maybe change the narrative. You know, natural gas isn't going anywhere. I think everybody wants to think that it is, and we're going to go all renewables and green. It's just not. The only way to that future is through natural gas. I think we all know that and understand it. So, you know, it's just cool. I like talking with people about what they've got going on to help challenge that, you know, and work through some of the things that we know will be coming. Yeah, it's cool.
So go ahead. You talked about some of the initiatives and what's new, exciting in ECCO, but we also know you're part of an organization called the Ancient Supplers. Do you want to share some of the objectives of the guild that they have coming up?
Yeah, the guild has been it's really within, as a supplier, as a vendor, to be selected to be a member of the organization is an honor, right? Because it's from your peers, and they feel that you're. I'll say
Joe and I are on the, or I don't know if
we're on the docket.
I don't know if we got waitlisted or what.
We're in the 2045 ballot.
I'll check your application process.
Well, how many years? How many years do you have to have in the industry? 12, right?
At least 10.
At least
10. Yeah.
It's 10 years. Yeah, which I think is a good number. It shows commitment. You're not going anywhere probably after 10 years. Like, you're pretty set in your.
You're stuck here now.
You're like, stuck here. Where else? No one else wants you,
in this industry.
Teddy's on his way.
You, like, you know, just stick it out, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's awesome. You know, there's different levels. I was recently, a huge honor, selected to be part of the leadership team as the keeper of the treasure. Oh, so cool. That's a really big honor for me. Excited about that.
A lot of work, though, I'd assume, huh?
It's not too much. No, it's they realize we have jobs.
Sounds like it's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's great. It's worth it. It's you know, awesome. It really is worth it. So, you know, I could do without the Friday 4:00 calls, but our mayor is over in California, so it's noon for him or 1 o'clock.
Is it Bill Murtaugh?
Murtaugh.
Is it Murtaugh?
You know, exactly. Absolutely. So no, but it's great.
Both Bill Murtaugh and Scott Kleppe came on Connections, and we talked to them about.
Okay.
That's a long time ago now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it feels like it was an eternity ago.
Yeah,
but anyways, I'm sorry.
No, so the big initiative right now is just about natural gas advocacy, which we've all kind of hit on through these discussions already, and it's just trying to get the word out. How can we work with the with the utility groups out there and work in conjunction with them to get the message out about natural gas. So, you know, we send out messages. We get emails internally, you know, within the guild email group with a natural advocacy fact. I can't say it. That's all right.
Neither can I. I can't say that word.
You know, I think it's once a week, once every couple of weeks, whatever it is. And I'm pretty good about, you know, throwing that on LinkedIn, on all the different social media platforms, just to continue to pound the message home about how reliable, efficient, safe, all the things that natural gas is, and to kind of fight the electrification movement. And
Joe talks about it a lot, but we have this habit of somehow, like, we pigeonhole ourselves into talking to each other and not really other people about the natural gas industry. And that's
right.
like that hurdle that we all need to figure out how to get across.
Yeah, you know, it's really cool initiative that they came out with, and y'all might have seen them, and might have some. It's those playing cards, a deck of cards.
Yes,
that
Joe, I know
that, you know, they have, you know, a natural advocacy fact, on the back of them. So you're playing cards on a Friday night with your buddies, and it's like, oh, hey, did you know? You know,
it is pretty amazing
like that,
how many people don't know.
And we're trying to figure out how we can get these more to the masses. These cards, we got to get them on order and all that stuff. But I think that was one of the best, and people love these damn things. And
I got these. Really I got these from you guys at SGA. Yeah, it's the only thing that I took.
You do play cards a lot, though, too.
I do.
That helps. Yeah, so that's a really
solitaire by himself.
No, I think as Chad said, I think, you know, like, we have all these agencies or groups or gas associations that are all established. They all do a great job of sharing information to themselves.
Right.
I think the problem is we all know that natural gas is great and there's a lot of good things and features and benefits. It's the rest of the people that don't. And they're bombarded with the conversation and the message from that fossil fuel's bad. Natural gas bad, you know, oil, coal bad, all bad. And it all gets thrown under the same umbrella of fossil fuel. And I think it's an admirable task to try to figure out a collective way to be able to share the message to the people that are getting bombarded with that larger message. You know, if you go on Twitter, Facebook, any social media outlet, it's very, very easy to find something that's negative, you know, con fossil fuel, like, you know, bad. It's not so easy to find the other way. So I think, you know, creating that message is super important. You know, I always tell this stupid story, and these guys have heard it a million times, but Bernie Sanders back in August put out a tweet that said it was the hottest month ever in the world. And I was like, that is so factually incorrect. Like, it's not even close. But 5 million people saw that.
Yeah, right.
Right? I mean, right, wrong, or indifferent. And today we live in an age where you can say whatever you want. And if you have the following, people are just going to believe it.
Yeah.
So, you know, trying to create that message on a larger scale, I think, is a very admirable and difficult task. And I know that it's something, you know, and speaking with our owner, Dan Pajak, who's part of the guild as well, you know, that you guys have been working on. So excited to see that. And hopefully we get a chance to be a part of that. I think, you know,
we're almost there.
Chad and I are looking forward to hopefully being a part of that team. So
I've seen those names come across the line. So I like your odds. I like your odds.
That's why do you think you're on the show, man? No, I'm just kidding.
What scared me was I had Don Barter as one of my references, and it said how long he knew me, and I've known him since I'm 12. So it said 32 years, and I'm like, or 31 years, and I was like, whoa. I'm
just surprised you're still alive after that long. So was Don. He just gave you a sympathy vote. So obviously great stuff with the guild. You know, I think one of the things that we're all challenged with is trying to figure out not necessarily what just tomorrow looks like in our industry, but also what it looks like 3, 5, 10 years in the future. You've been doing this a long time. You've been, what, 25 years, you said?
Yes, sir.
You know, and it's probably a whole lot different 25 years ago than it is today. Just out of, you know, from your experience, John, and what you see and the people that you work with, where do you see our industry headed in the next, you know, several years or into the future? What's your, we're going to collect all these ideas from people and see who's right in 5 years. So we ask every
time capsule.
We're going to give a time capsule.
Yeah. What do I get if I win?
Get $5.
I'll take it. I kind of hit on it already a little bit, and again with all the PHMSA regulations that are coming out, eliminating hazardous leaks and, you know, natural gas emissions and stuff like that. I think you're going to see a real swing to slam shut. It's not widely accepted in the States. People don't want to turn their customers off. They don't want to disrupt service.
It's also expensive.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, not even just the unit itself, but the whole process of it is an expensive undertaking. I think that's what people are cautious about. I think the premise is good, but they're cautious about,
As far as slam shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus
I
the
mean,
relight, you got to relight, you got to do all that fun stuff too.
you do. I mean, but then you're blowing all this gas to atmosphere,
Fair.
right? And
Yep.
you are losing money that way too, until
Yep.
someone buying hears that there's a release valve
True.
going off, like you're blowing
Makes
gas
sense.
depending on the pressure, blah blah blah. But I just think that, and I don't want to talk negatively, but like if you have an incident, like the cost of that slam shut and going to relight someone is
Is
pennies.
minimal.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like
Correct.
nothing, right? And so just as more of these PHMSA and regulations come out, I just think there's just gonna be more and more of a push, and we're starting to see it a little bit. People are, when I tell them, hey, this FE regulator comes with a slam shut, it's not like it's an option. It comes with it. You
That's
can't
it.
order it without it.
Right.
It's like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. Fine, no big deal. So
I think one of the cool things is like, it's important for us to be all proactive in this. And I think that unfortunately, and this is just, I think, I want to say that our industry, but I think it's all industries. We typically don't change until there's a reason to change, until something happens catastrophic,
Right.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
that changes the dynamic of how people do business because of a failure that occurred that was usually a catastrophic failure. The other part of that is we all know how wonderfully easy it is to get utilities to change.
Yeah.
Super easy. They're really willing to just
Yeah, it's
be
not-
super
yeah.
flexible. So there's that part of it as well. I'm hopeful that some of these, the PHMSA rulings and some of the things that are coming out will help push people to do the right thing before something bad has to happen for them to realize that they have to do the right thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
I think what's
Yeah,
amazing is,
I totally agree.
I'm sorry, you talk about PF and we talk about overseas and the things that they do a little bit different than we do. There's a lot of those things that are based on safety and the worker and everything else, and how they electrofuse, all kinds of things they do that I feel like they're so far advanced compared to us, as weird as that sounds. But they do a lot of really neat stuff, and the slam shut's probably one of those things too, amongst all of them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they've been
It's
using
like
slam
forward
shuts
thinking.
there for years.
I think
Yeah,
they work
yeah,
smart, not
absolutely.
hard.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, even from the ergonomics for the tools and things like that, I think those are all technologies that we need to adopt here in the United States to make people's lives easier and simpler, less injury. I mean, there's so many facets of
Yeah.
that,
You're starting to see that on the residential side with meters that are coming out with a remote gas shut off and stuff like that at the house, where, I mean, you think about how many instances could have been, prevented by having this technology at homes, and the price is starting to come down to make it more reasonable. And, it's just going to be a push that it's coming.
Well, you know how technology is. When they came out with the first flat screen TV, it was $14,000.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you can buy one for $80.
I don't know though.
Yeah.
Like cars used to be, you could buy a 2018 car for 31 grand. Now it's 35 grand, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's supply and demand for you, buddy.
Yeah. That's crazy. So,
But no, John, I just want to say thanks for coming on. I'm looking forward to, I'll probably be the only one that runs into a trade show at some of the APGA events. I know that we'll be at those.
I'll be at
I've seen you
coming up.
I've seen,
so.
Oh, and SGA. Are you going to SGA? Cool. So I'll see you there as well. But I
Yeah,
mean,
look forward.
I've seen you poking around for years, and I never really had a good conversation with you. And it's good to meet you.
Well, he was avoiding you. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, there's just so many people in the industry. I mean, sometimes you don't cross
Avoiding
paths
you?
with people. Me?
yeah.
How do you
There's
guys?
so many
think?
people in the industry avoiding you, is what Chad said.
Yeah, that's
This show's gonna be good. I'm gonna remove you guys. It's just gonna be connection for life. It's no more connections. Just
you're gonna have to
connection.
learn how to record and edit.
I can figure it out. If you two knuckleheads can do it, I can
Yeah,
do it.
right, yeah, seriously. I mean, come on.
John, thanks for coming on, man. Really do.
John, we
Yeah, really-
appreciate you. Thank
Yeah.
you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, guys. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely amazing to have
Great
you.
meeting y'all.
Thank you.
Talking to you.
John, what a great interview. Thank you so much for all the insightful information.
That was good, Ted.
I'm not saying that.
Back to you, Chad. No?
Back to Stan with sports.
Chad with weather.
No, John, thanks, man. I think it's just one of those things. Like we're all in the same kind of industry. I've seen John around for the last 10 years, and I've never really spoken to him all that much because we didn't really cross paths. But just like everything else with this show, we get to meet people that we normally probably wouldn't have been able to meet or talk to, and learn about their story and where they come from. And I think that's my favorite part of what we do when we interview is that first question, how'd you end up in the industry? Because I think everybody's got such a unique story, and John did as well. So John, thanks for coming on the show. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week at SGA. Now that we know you a little bit better and, catch up a little bit more. So
same. Well,
You're
not
not gonna be
SGA
there.
part.
Not the SGA part.
just same.
Just same. Ditto.
Really questioning your value to the show.
I'm here for comedic value.
Okay, it's even that.
Somebody's got to be the butt of a joke.
Even
here.
that's dwindling. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Sure.
we changed things up a little bit today, and we are going to be doing the gas fact.
I gotta find it. I gotta find it.
Fact, gas, gas.
Yay.
All right. So last week we talked about salt caverns, right? I think that was last week. So when you have more production than you need, you have to store the gas, right? Like we put it in different places.
Mm-hmm.
So simply put, when natural gas production is higher than natural gas consumption, typically April through October, it's placed into storage. When natural gas production is lower than consumption, typically November through March, it can be withdrawn from storage to meet demand. Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Storage can also be used to keep natural gas flowing to customers in the event of temporary disruptions in production, and also helps interstate pipeline companies balance system supply on their long-haul transmission lines. The flexibility and resiliency provided by storage is the key to maintaining reliable and responsive natural gas delivery. And I think that all makes sense to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, each winter, we just like I said, from typically April through October, or excuse me, the other way, November through March, we take out of our storage to use, and then we fill it back up. So about how much of all natural gas consumed each winter comes from underground storage, and it's a percentage. So the number is 35%, 10%, 20%, or 9%.
9.
20.
The correct answer is 20%. Oddly enough, I posted this on LinkedIn on Monday, and I had 51 votes. And of the 51 votes, 53% voted for 35%. 12% voted for 10%, 33 voted for 20%, and only 2% voted for 9. Thought that was interesting. So yes, it's 20%, but we don't think about that, right? We just think about gas coming out of the ground and going somewhere and then going to our homes, but a lot of it's actually in storage and used for times of need. Obviously, winter months, colder months, or disruptions and things like that. So that's this week's
I like that one.
gas fact. You guys didn't even sing, which is pretty lame.
I like that one.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. You were just looking up the thing. We sang for really long, actually.
Really
because-
Oh, yeah, I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, I was even dancing.
I didn't notice any of that. Sorry.
When you were like, I gotta find it, we just kept going.
Wow. I can't believe I missed all of that. That's how much I tuned you guys out from that.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Maybe that's why you're not funny anymore. I'm not listening.
I don't think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it for this week. We got to wrap it. It's my
No,
birthday.
we have
tomorrow.
Hey, I know it's your birthday. My God.
Listen, you've got enough birthday love today. You can just relax for 5 more minutes. So
I don't want to get
finish our
birthday love.
show the way that we always finish our
I
show.
don't want to do birthday love. I just want to go home.
You are home.
Oh.
And here's the thing. You're not going anywhere except to the kitchen to put something in your mouth.
Ooh, I want to go to the kitchen, put something in my mouth. I'm hungry.
What are you going to have?
There's not much there. Unless Logan's home, there's never anything to eat.
I got some blueberries. I think that's what I mean.
There's literally nothing to eat here if Logan's not home, ever.
Yeah, you once your kids move out of the house, I'm pretty sure you're on your own. Lindsay's done taking care of things.
It's a fact.
Yeah. All right, guys. So really quick, let's talk about our article here. Which one are we doing, by the way?
Which one did you want to do? The electric.
Let's do the car one because I'm so
that's just
baffled
weird.
by that.
Yeah, it is odd to say the least.
All right, is somebody else?
So I gotta have to let you share the screen, Joe.
Either that or you can post it, put it up there.
I know. You should be able to share the screen, Joe.
Oh.
I've given permission.
All right, hold on.
I've allowed.
Come back here and pick a book off the shelf. The Upskill book.
You guys see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sweet
this one,
bands,
Sweet
too.
shoes right there on the right.
I know, right here. Journeys. You can also get XM Radio for 3 months free, just in case anybody's
Little
little
gonna pop up when you share this.
serious. So anyways, this one baffled me. I read this article 3 times and I still don't understand it. So I'm going to try again, but this comes from MSN. And the title is GM, General Motors, partners with utility companies to use future EVs to power homes. For those of you that don't know what EVs are, you haven't been watching any news over the course of the last 12 months. That's electric vehicles. So as this goes through here, and I'm going to let you guys talk about this a little bit, but I don't understand. So basically, General Motors is working with PG&E in California, and they're trying to figure out what was it called, Chad?
How to essentially like get bi-directional charging. So you had to hit more.
Sorry, man. Now I got this. Man buys secondhand dresser at a yard sale, but noise inside leaves. This might be a better article to talk about.
Oh boy, we're off the wheels.
I don't know what
The
happened.
rails are gone.
Now I can't get over. All right, there. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Boss.
So bi-directional charging. So GM has said that it will have more than 1 million units of EV capacity in North America by the end of 2025. GM promises to bring 30 new EVs to market on its Ultimum platform, a combined EV architect and a propulsion system, which underpin a variety of EVs, including an upcoming Chevy Equinox EV to be priced at around $30,000. So blah, blah, blah. But this bi-directional charging allows EVs to both receive power from the grid to charge the vehicle and then send power to the vehicle to power a home. Okay. So let me get this right. The way that I'm understanding this is that, for example, you bring your car home, and assuming it's already fully charged, your home loses power. So you can plug your home into your car to power your house in the event of an outage. Is that how you guys are reading this?
That's the only way I can read it. I mean,
but then your car doesn't work.
Yeah.
Until your electric goes back.
I mean, I'm just shocked that people don't realize that a battery will function as a battery.
Here's my question, though. We know that these batteries only have a certain life expectancy and span, right? So just much like your phone, you guys know after 2, 3, 4 years, your charge that lasted you a day now lasts you 40 minutes, right? And you're always constantly plugged into it. I don't know. I don't pretend to know enough about batteries in cars or have any idea. All I know is that they're very expensive, they're very large, and it takes a lot of minerals and things to mine them in countries that we don't live in, all right? So with that being said, my question is, if you do that, are you going to be able to? I feel like you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul. You need the electricity.
I don't think you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. I think it's just a deceiving article that is just common sense. Like that. I mean, I can power my house now if I lose electricity from my car. I just need a converter that changes the power from 12 volt to whatever it is.
Well, that's my question. So I have a gas powered vehicle. We all do. Right? Mm-hmm. If I get a converter, like to convert that gas powered, like if I plug into my car, could I run an extension cord to my house?
Yeah.
And my car would act like a generator.
Yeah. But it wouldn't generate more electricity. It can't. There's no way for it to. It's not like there's
it would just run off the battery.
Yeah, which is what I mean. You're robbing Peter.
Essentially run out of gas, right? But no gas.
But it's the same thing until your car died.
But here's the thing that's baffling me about this whole situation is we're partnering with the utility to do this. Okay. The utility whose grid is going to be down is making a device for you to be able to use your car to do it, helping in conjunction with it, right? Mm-hmm. With that said, they're then going to charge for that device. You're going to be paying them to use a device to drain the battery from your car,
and when their system
fails.
Right? Yeah,
that's what it's like. And then here my MacGyver brain in me goes, all right, I'm not buying that anyway because as Chad has stated, I could Jimmy rig this.
Yeah,
no, it's not even that. Here's my thing. In California, that has massive electrical problems every year, blackouts, brownouts, rolling.
Grid can't sustain what's already there.
So what I'm trying to say is, I understand the premise. If you lose power, you can use your car as a battery, right?
For how
to power
long?
Your home. Right. For how long? And then what do you do if that happens for 3, 4, 5 days?
Nothing.
Like, is your car going to last that long to power your home? I would assume no.
Or you could do this crazy thing that we've been doing for a long, long time.
Get a gas generator?
Yeah, it's called a backup generator.
Run by natural gas.
Run by natural gas. Or
I have one at my house.
Run by fuel. Run by diesel fuel.
That never gets interrupted. No, even a natural gas one never gets interrupted
Because it just turns on. Then it just turns
It's
on.
automatic. As soon as it loses power, that
You
turns
can
on.
put these transfer switches in your electrical service, because I used to do this for a living.
Really?
All right.
Never knew that.
Was that before or after in the Marines?
I was after the Marine Corps.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. So it's the first time you said it all day, Joe.
You know what? Next year, I'm not even going to talk about it.
Yes,
We'll
you will.
walk
It'll be
right
fun.
past it. No, I'm not, because I got attitude.
I'll remind you.
I'm done.
He's been dealing
I'll remind
with
you not
cranky, little daughters all day that shunned him, so he takes it out on me.
I do. I take it on everybody. It's not just you. It's everyone. Don't feel like it's just you.
Don't feel special.
Anyway, what I was saying is these transfer switches have been being put in for years. It was one of the first side jobs I ever did in my life. I helped my buddy hook up a gas generator for a house that when his power goes down, it just automatically transfers over to the generator. Generator kick starts, house is running like normal. All they got to do is keep gas in it. Then the natural gas generators came around. These things, I just don't understand why, if it's not broken, why you're trying to fix it. I get innovation, I understand it, but you're doing things that don't make logical sense. And I'm becoming opinionated in my old age. So,
Well, this is also really interesting. So Patty Poppy, her last name is Poppe. She's the CEO at PG&E. Said in a statement, not only is this a huge advancement for electric reliability and climate resiliency, it's yet another advantage of clean powered EVs. This is what's interesting. In an interview on CNBC on Tuesday morning, Pop said that she and Bara, now Bara is the she's the let me find it here. She's the CEO at GM, Mary Bara. She said in an interview on Tuesday that her and Poppy have worked together for 15 years at GM, and that Mary was a very important mentor to me. I called Mary and told her we have a safety issue in California with wildfires, and Mary answered my call. I don't really see how wildfires are impacted by your car charging your home. Maybe I'm missing something. Anybody want to comment on that and tell me what I'm missing? Please let me know. Interestingly enough, the pilot will first test the vehicle to home capability.
What do you mean test? It's a battery. If they just put an outlet on and change it in there, like there's not much
at San Francisco. I'm wondering if the battery is not bi-directional at this point. It's just one direction. I think that
doesn't even make any sense.
The pilot will include the EVs GM already has in production, the Hummer EV pickup, built in Michigan, and the Chevy Bolt. Ultimately intending to use the entire fleet. The pilot will start in the lab using bi-directional hardware coupled with software-defined communication system that enable power to flow from charged EV to customer's home. The system will automatically coordinate between EV home and P&G's.
They'll charge approximately 4 cell phones as well.
By
home, they mean 4 cell phones and an iPad.
That's the thing that bugs me, is that it doesn't say like anything about it.
How long can it charge your fridge?
I don't know.
30 minutes.
Right.
I don't know. I have no, again, I don't know the capacity, or I pretend to have any understanding of an EV battery. I have no idea.
It's just weird.
But to me, again, it's going to cost money what people don't have. And the fact that, and we've all been talking about this today, not on here, but the fact that everything has become more expensive, it has taken the opportunity for people to be able to go out to afford these technologies, to be able to advance in a green energy environment, because people don't have the cash to do it. In the meantime, we send money all over the world and not take care of the people here in our country. And I think that's the most challenging thing. It's very hard for me to hear somebody say, oh, gas is expensive, go buy a $50,000 EV car. It's not a reality for most people, not the vast majority of people. And now the solution is to our electrical grid problems in California is that it's not going to be that we're going to fix it and we're not going to spend money to boost our infrastructure. It's going to be your responsibility to buy an electric vehicle to fix the electrical problems that you have that we created. Seems a little backwards to me.
Seems a little backwards.
And apparently you guys don't have anything to say about that, but I don't understand it. I don't understand. The problem is created by people that sit in those seats and those chairs that can advance our infrastructure, but they put the responsibility back on the people that they're supposed to represent and take care of. Doesn't make sense to me. Call me old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned Joe.
You just be using oil.
That's old.
Heating oil. You just have a thing outside.
I don't want people to misunderstand. I don't think any of us are not progressive. Like, we want things to be better, but it needs to make sense.
No, that's not it. What these problems with these articles and these actions are pretty much perception rhetoric type things. Like the fact that you need to tell somebody the battery could provide power to other things other than your car, and they got to put that out, is kind of ridiculous.
So wait a minute, guys. I'm sorry. I just read the last sentence. Crosstown rival Ford Motor Company, the F-150 hybrid pickup was used to power a house during the Texas storms in February last year. A 2021 Ford F-150 hybrid provided heat, refrigeration, and fresh coffee during an electrical outage. That's the last line of the article.
Fresh coffee.
Yeah.
It doesn't say for how long. It doesn't say for
It's one pot.
Anyway,
All right. I want to go home.
I do too.
Forever.
I
I gotta get
I'm
out of Ted's house. It's weird.
mad.
To our lovely viewers, we love you. We thank you.
Lovely.
What?
Lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah, they're lovely. Our
You're very
viewers are lovely.
sentimental on your birthday.
All right, enough out of you. Goodbye. It's my birthday, and I muted Joe, and I feel good about it. Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate
birthday,
it.
Teddy.
Remember, click like, subscribe, share, and we will talk to you all soon.
And if you've never seen our And if you've never seen our show, please subscribe to our channel on LinkedIn or YouTube.
Oh, that too. Hit the button, Chad.
Oh, it's me again. See ya.
Always.